On today's episode, we're going to put the V4 intake on the 124 ABARTH.
Let's do it!
Eurocompulsion V4 intake for the 124 ABARTH. And this is a completely enclosed air intake system that gets fresh air from the front grille of the car and utilizes the factory ram air ducting. 4 layers of woven Kevlar, 5 layers of high quality silicone. Now what you see here is what we at Eurocompulsion actually call KevTech. This is EC design. I don't know very many people, if any, that actually reinforce their silicone intakes with Kevlar, but we thought it would be a good idea and we did it. Enclosed carbon fiber filter, good stuff. Now the stock intake system is not that bad. It's actually pretty good for a factory intake system, but it does have a few restrictions. Slinky tubing. The V4 intake helps increase flow. It also decreases pressure loss and gets rid of some of these restrictions in the system. A lot of this you'll be able to see at peak boost, which comes on at lower to mid-range RPM, and you'll see this on the dyno runs that we do. Alright, let's see what this thing can do. So these results are for the V4 intake we just put on the car and ran in completely stock form. The tune is still stock, and there's nothing else done to the car except for the intake. Oh, we put an oil catch can on as well. The red line is a stock run in sport mode, and same conditions we tried to replicate as closely as possible as far as coolant temperatures and the intake air temperatures, and also the ambient temp. These days the temperature is about the same outside and in the shop. So pinkish line is the V4, and you can see we don't really get a whole lot up top at high RPM. This could just be the cars warming up at that point. We don't have a lot of airflow going to the front of the car to cool it, so that's kind of an equalizer there. But peak power, we were looking at a difference of, check here, 143 stock versus 146. However, you can see pretty much in this whole area right here, at this point 4500 RPM, we've got 145.2 for the V4 and only 133.7 for the stock tune. So across the power band, up until about 5300 RPM, we're looking at anywhere from 10 to 13 wheel horsepower gains, sometimes more in some of these areas. As far as torque, we've got peak torque of about 180 with the V4, and on the stock tune, completely stock car, we had a peak torque of about 165. So there's some gains there with torque, but as you can see at higher RPM, they start to level off a little bit. Alright, so some pretty interesting results. In the next episode, we're going to be putting on the bigger turbo.
Finally!
And also we're going to install our front mount intercooler kit at the same time. Now that combined with everything else we've done so far, the car still has a stock tune on it. We're going to throw it on the dyno with these modifications and see how it does up against the original stock runs that we got. So stay tuned for more. Like, subscribe, hit those buttons, and we'll catch you guys later.